Hi guys, before we get stuck into today's episode, I just wanted to remind you all that I have joined Team Smiling for Smitty to raise money for cancer research on my trip leading up to the Noosa Triathlon this October of 2021. I currently have a live donation site that is run through the Matter Foundation, and all proceeds go directly to the foundation itself. We have raised over $1,300 so far, so thank you so much to those who have donated. Throughout this episode, you will see those names pop up on screen as a absolute heartfelt thank you from myself and the Matter Foundation. If you would like to contribute to the cause, I will leave the link in the description below. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the episode, and we'll chat soon about the Matter Foundation and how things are going. Today is a wet, gloomy and miserable day. Just got through 3 days of lockdown here in Queensland. Haven't been able to swim, so we're headed to the pool. So the purpose of today's session is going easy and not pushing too hard, because in my run and my bike, I'm typically someone that goes as hard as they can, and I push a little too hard in the pool, and it's really hurting me. I need to focus on my technique, slow down, get my catch and my pull, make sure my body's in a nice position, head down to the ground, and yeah, just swim nice and easy. So I got two 150s and then into a long distance as far as I can go. Well, swim is complete. I'm about to go get some food, and then we'll deep dive into this 6-week program. Alright, I was able to get some nutrition in me, have a nice hot shower and trim the beard a little bit because it was getting a little irritating during the swim. So what we're going to do is dive into my program real quick, and I have gone ahead and blocked out 6 weeks, and yes, I have 3 months until my race, but I've gone ahead and scheduled the 6 weeks just because I want to be able to see my progress in that 6 weeks, and then I can make any adjustments moving forward. But the structure of it will pretty much remain the same all the way through. Okay, so the very first thing that I looked at was the key information that I'm going to be able to use, interpret, and then make the program from. So if you have a look at my program here, up the top left hand side, I have the sport, which is obviously triathlon. And then I have the event. That's really key to know because you want to know your specified date in regards to how long the program needs to be. And that is the Noosa Triathlon, October 31st. So I have about 3 months as mentioned. The distance, so I'm doing an Olympic triathlon. So that's a 1.5K swim, a 40K ride, and a 10K run. So most of that information is pretty basic, but the goals is one thing I want to talk about really quickly, because you want to make sure it's specific, it's measurable, and it's attainable. So for me, yes, it's specific. It's complete my first Olympic triathlon. It's measurable because it is a race, so it does have a time limit, and I'm going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Is it attainable? Yes, it's also attainable because I know I can run 10K, I know I can ride 40K, I'm struggling to get 1.5K in a swim, but I know in the 3 months that I should be able to complete that. So this is definitely an attainable goal. So make sure that you're realistic when it comes to goal setting, and then still challenge yourself along the way, because that's going to allow the program to actually do its work. You don't want to set something too easy. You don't want to set something way far beyond your measure. You want something that is challenging, that's going to allow the program to work for you and push you to your limits so that you can get to that goal. And what you can see here on the spreadsheet as well is I've just broken down the swim, the ride, and the run into personal best to date. And then I've also put a goal time in here as well for each discipline, and the pace that I need throughout that to attain that goal. And that's going to be really handy because that's going to allow me to go into specific workouts, knowing what the race pace is that I need for each discipline, and to know what distance I'm going for and how quick I need to push. What I have on the right hand side as well is a key for the different types of workout levels. So that is easy and endurance, which is green, moderate and tempo, which is orange, and hard threshold, which is red. And you'll be able to see that throughout my workout here. is that I have just color coded all the different workouts in the different colors to make sure that I know specifically, okay, on Monday, I know I have a really hard run of 10 by 400s, and then afterwards I have a really easy swim. Now, the reason why I've structured this plan with 3 different levels of workouts is because you need to have different structured workouts to cater for different things. So for example, the easy endurance, it says it in it, it's endurance. So that's building my endurance in my legs for my bike and my run, then in my upper body for my swim, allowing me to go that extra mile to build up the distance in my body so that I can combine all 3 together for the triathlon and make sure that I can easily make that distance. Then you have your moderate to tempo, and what that is kind of your mid-distance workouts. It's at a really good pace, not so much race pace, but it's pushing your heart rate up just that little bit more and making sure that you're getting some really hard workouts in, almost getting to that lactic acid stage where you're really struggling at the end of a workout, but you've still got some left in the tank to continue to work out afterwards. And then you have your hard workout, which is really above race pace. It's pushing your tempo in shorter distances just to make sure that when you go to your mid tempo and your endurance tempo, you'll start to see your pace pick up. So you just need to make sure that you have those workouts structured throughout your week to make sure, for 1, you can recover better, for 2, you're hitting all speeds and endurances and heart rate levels, and then 3, you can push yourself to your limit knowing that you can achieve those speeds and those distances by going through those 3 levels. Okay, now that we have our vital information, our personal bests and our goals, and then also our levels of workouts, let's take a look at the first week that I've just gone ahead and completed. So on Monday, I started with a run, which is at tempo, and that is 10 400s, and I ran them at roughly around a 4:30 pace. And then after that, I did a easy swim, and as you can see along my week, all my swims are actually at that easy level because I'm struggling to get my endurance going with my swimming, and it's more about technique and not pushing your body too hard. On Wednesday, I went for a 20k interval ride, so that was at pretty high tempo, and I just went about 2 minutes on and about 5 minutes off. Thursday, I went into a really easy 10k run, and that was the first 10k run I had done in a long time, so I'm super happy with that. Friday, I went back into a strength training session. Today, I jumped back in the pool, and as I mentioned earlier, I was going for distance. And then tomorrow, I have an endurance ride, which is 55Ks. So this first week was a little bit thrown off because I had some things to deal with, such as lockdown and moving around in some really bad weather. But then the next 5 weeks, they're structured and they look very similar, which is easier to read. And what I want to show you really quickly is a rule of mine is to only go up by 10% increments on your distances. So as you can see here, well, 2 weeks ago I started with a 50k ride, which you wouldn't have seen on this program, but then I had a 55k ride, which is tomorrow, and then the next week is 60, 65, and 70. So that's going up 10% each time. You don't want to go up too quick because then you're going to hurt your body, you're going to fatigue, you might develop some injuries. So just go up in those slow 10% increments. So now to get into my 5 tips for program riding, especially for triathlon. So first of all is to not just train your favorite workout. So that could mean your favorite swimming workout, or that could mean your favorite discipline. So don't just go to the pool and consistently just do the same drills every single time. Make sure that you have diversity in your drills and in your swimming workouts. And same goes for the discipline. Don't just run if you're a really good runner and then ignore the other 2 disciplines, because then you're going to get weak at those. As a matter of fact, do the opposite. For me, I'm weak at swimming, so I'm doing that 3 to 4 times a week. Whereas in the other 2 disciplines with running and riding, I'm doing those 2 to 3 times a week because I know I'm much stronger at those. Rule number 2, don't run 2 days in a row. Running takes the biggest toll on your body. You're going to get sore knees, sore ankles, sore feet, hips, back. That is because it has the highest impact on your body because you are typically running on concrete for long distances. Whereas in your swim and your ride, they're very low impact on your body. So you can jump in the pool pretty much every day as long as you're keeping the distances low, and you can ride quite often during the week as long as the distances are low as well. But my recommendation is 3 times per week for 3 disciplines. So each discipline 3 times a week, a short workout and hard, a mid-tempo, mid-distance, and an easy workout, long distance endurance. Tip number 3, make sure you rest. First part of that tip is listen to your body. Your body will tell you when you are too sore to either continue training for that day, to train at that longer distance, or to just completely skip a workout, especially when you have a niggling injury. If you develop any small injury and you just keep working out, that is progressively going to get worse, and it might even put you out of an event. The second part of that tip is work in blocks of 4 weeks. So what that means is we are building up for 3 weeks and then having a little bit easier of a week on week 4. So typically what happens when you overtrain is you start to peak and then you plateau and then you even start to drop on your fitness level and in the way that your body feels because you are overtraining, you're overexhausting yourself. What we want to do is progressively go up, have a little bit of a tapered week, and then we can continue to climb with our progression. So that is simply by just easing off a little bit every 4 weeks, and then we can continue to climb after that. Tip number 4, strength workouts. Triathlon does not just consist of the 3 disciplines of the swim, the run, and the ride. You need to work on your physique and especially your core strength. You can focus on some compound exercises, and what a compound exercise is using those stabilizing muscles, such as like a plank, for example. A plank activates so many muscles in the body, and that's going to strengthen your core for your swimming, your ride, and your running. So definitely do not ignore strength workouts. I would recommend 2 a week. You don't have to go super intense on those, but as long as you're hitting a couple of those a week, you're going to slightly see that progression in your workouts and notice that you're stronger in your core. It could be your upper body for swimming and then definitely your lower body for your ride and your run, but do not ignore the strength workouts. They're definitely needed. And tip number 5 is to pair your training program with a nutrition plan and a sleep schedule. All this work that you're doing is not going to go near as far if you are not putting the right nutrition and fuel into your body to continue to work out at great levels, and also to recover your body after those workouts. So if you don't intake protein, water, natural sugars, you are not going to get up to that level again to work out. And then also your sleep is so important. You need to make sure that you're getting that at least that 6 to 8 hour mark. The sleep, nutrition, and training program is going to make sure that you hit that goal and surpass it, because your body is going to be in tip-top shape to perform at the end of the day and at the end of your training program, and your event is going to go that much smoother. And trust me, it is going to work. One more bonus tip before we go is to make sure you stick to your program. There is no point in writing this program out, even a nutrition plan and a sleeping schedule, if you do not stick to it. I know that I have my 55k ride tomorrow and I feel fantastic. I'm on the bike, I'm 45 kilometers in. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for an extra 20Ks. That is going to negatively affect me. Yes, I might do really well in that day, but tomorrow I could wake up completely sore and not being able to move for my Monday's workouts. So the reason that this is structured the way that it is because it's a plan. You need to stick to it in order to get the maximum efficiency and results at the end of the day. So that is it for today's episode, my first triathlon training vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some tips for writing a program. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below in the comments section and I'll be sure to reply to you. As mentioned, I am a qualified trainer, so I can help you out. These training vlogs will be coming out every Sunday. Next week, I'm going to be taking you on a long ride around Noosa, which I'm super excited about because I'm heading to Noosa so that I can get some training in before I start my road trip and then I'll end the road trip at Noosa for the actual race. So stay tuned for next week. If you have any topics that you would like to discuss or you would like me to go through in my training, please let me know down below as well, and I'll make sure to put it on my list of videos to come. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and get out there and try something new.